Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be, whatever you may be doing. Hello, and welcome to this evolution. I wanted today to talk about procrastination. And I've been thinking about this topic for a while now. And every time I think about it and start to prepare for it, another layer of it is revealed to itself, whether that be something I see on social media or something I hear on a podcast. And it always just reminds me about how true it is, that phrase of trust the process. I mean, yesterday for me was a tricky and difficult day. I felt an insecurity that I haven't felt in a very long time. The reason why is the reason why. I'm not sure as to what the reason was. I have an idea. But what I was able to do was anchor in the fact and the certainty that this too shall pass. And now I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of talking about that because, to be honest, I can't remember. I think I've done a podcast about that already, but if not, I'm going to do one. No, I have. But I was able to sit in the bleep, which was something that a conversation I had with my therapist 5 years ago now. Wow. About being able to just sit in the stuff and accept where you are at that moment in time. But anyways, again, I digress. Today is about procrastination. I have really been, especially in the last 6-7 months, but increasingly over the last 18 months, just been feeling more and more procrastination. And the reasons as to why, I, again, don't know. And all too often, what I've learned is to not really expend the energy on trying to figure out the whys of something and just accepting it for what it is and looking at the method of moving the ball down the field. And I was going to do a podcast today about boredom. Well, not today, last week, about boredom. It didn't feel right to do it, so I didn't do it. Then I was going to do a podcast about procrastination over the weekend. It didn't feel right to do it. Then I listened to a podcast on Sunday about consistency. And boy, oh boy, was that the one. Consistency is the root, for me at least, in this situation, in this present moment. Consistency is where it all anchors in. So, and my feeling yesterday actually really started on Sunday. I kind of woke up on Sunday and I was just like, whoa. So one thing I did realize and did know is that whenever I get off my ritual and lack of sleep and other coping mechanisms, I often get into that space. So I leaned into the ritual, and the ritual was I did a shadow work practice. And whilst it wasn't as quote-unquote intense as it sometimes is, it did reveal, and it circled me back to self-compassion, and it circled me back to simplifying things. What I often do is layer. Oh, in this time block, I'm going to do this, and then this, and then this, and then next thing you know, I've got 11 things to do. And consciously or subconsciously, the almost obvious inability to get through that list creates something. And so what that part of me was essentially telling me to do was to just simplify things. Focus on one or two things and identify. And so what I did was I did my wheel of life. And I did my wheel of life at the same time as a restart on Insight Timer in terms of my consistent days. I'd gotten up to 249 days, and then I hadn't officially meditated on the platform for about 3-4 days. So I started back at 0, and I was comfortable with that because even though I had done things off the platform, I was comfortable with that because for me, I kind of drew that as a line in the sand. And that line in the sand was about consistency. And I'm going to talk properly about consistency in the next episode. This is just the precursor, the teaser, some may say. And what I'll close this exercise with is talking about the wheel of life. So I did my wheel of life, and again, interestingly enough, I found myself again wanting to layer things. So I reached out to, I've got 2 people on my Becoming Your Best Friend who are going through this process with me. And I was like, hey guys, let's all do our wheel of life. And the minute I sent that, there was something in me which was just like, And I smiled. So I'm going to open up my wheel of life now, 12th of October. And on the wheel of life I had my wife, my children, my family, my friends, sleep and routine, work, my and this practice, and then fun. And the one which had the biggest difference of 8, was sleep and routine. And that is always so important for me. Like, I've always been a self-diagnosed night owl. And yet, it's this time of day, it's 5:37, when I have the peace and I have the place of mind to record and to lean into my routine. And over the course of the next few weeks, I'm going to talk about my routine. And hopefully together we can panel beat a routine for you out there. Because for me, that morning routine is and always has been so unbelievably critical and key to everything. So, do circle back and let's start this together. I look forward to speaking to you again. All the best. And remember, honor your truth, keep growing, keep becoming. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.